Hi friends, my name is Bhavya Mangla. I'm again back with a very interesting topic, and today I'm going to talk about the key difference between linear and circular economy. When we talk about linear economy, we generally think about something which is going to start from here and end here. But when we talk about the circular economy, our intent is that it is not going to stop here, but can we reuse it? Can we see that how it can be implemented again and again? So by the time this video will end, you will understand the meaning of linear economy, the meaning of circular economy, and what are the key difference between both of them. Well, in general, what happens at house, we go to a market, we purchase a pen, we use it, and once the ink is over, then we just throw the pen. There can be another possibility. We use the pen, when the ink is over, we go to the market, again buy a refill, put it there, and then reuse it again. Similarly, another case. Sunday morning, the family of four is there, they decide to have dinner or maybe breakfast at that time, and then they think that, okay, what we should have. Somebody says, I want to have burger, somebody says paratha, someone says dosa, someone says sandwich. Now, there could be another possibility that all the four decide that today we'll only have sandwich. Now, if you see both the situations, in one way, we are using the resources and then we are not caring how much the resources are being used. Now, there is a second option wherein we are using the resources effectively and efficiently, and we are just making sure that how we can use the resources again and again. This exactly is the key difference between linear and circular economy. When we talk about linear economy, if you go by the definition, as per ISO 59004 to 2024, it says it's an economic system where resources typically follow the pattern of extraction, production, use, and disposal. On the other side, when we talk about the definition of circular economy, it says circular economy uses a systematic approach to maintain a circular flow of resources by recovering, retaining, or adding to their value while contributing to sustainable development. Now let's talk about the key difference about it. So let's talk about the product life cycle, that when we start using a product and when it ends, how does it impact with respect to the linear and the circular economy. When we talk about the linear, then primarily the intent is that how we can thinking about the conceiving about a particular product, how we can produce it and then dispose of as it is. These days you must be seeing a lot that there are sealed mobile phone wherein you cannot do anything, you can't do any repair, you can't make any changes. Or when we talk about the circular economy, we are talking about a longer life wherein design is such that which can be repaired or regenerated. Then the second point is about resource exploitation, because whatever we are using at this moment is all a resource at one point of time, and then we are using it in some way or other. When we talk about the linear economy, primarily it's talking about extraction and use of the virgin raw material, and then don't thinking about its exploitation. Like these days, there's a lot of mining done for the lithium for the electric vehicle without thinking that it has a certain shelf life. On the other hand, when we talk about circular economy, primarily we are talking about that how we can reduce our dependence on the virgin material, virgin resource, and promote the circular use of existing material. It can be as simple as the use of solar power. Then the next point is with respect to the waste management, because whenever we are using something, we are creating waste. So what can be done with respect to that? For linear economy, primarily the intent is that how the product becomes a waste when it is being used. Like it is as simple as single use of plastic. We drink some water from a plastic bottle, then we throw it away, and it cannot be used in any way. On the other hand, when we talk about circular economy, here the intent is that what we can do so that we can recover, reuse, and recycle the material. Like we can use glass bottle instead of plastic bottle, and it can be reused again and again. We need to understand that everything depends upon the economics. So economic model is very important. In terms of linearity, primarily the focus is that how we can encourage new goods and consumption pressure as much as use, like use and throw and then enjoy the life. While on the other hand, when we talk about the circular economy, here the intent is that how we can keep the resources in a continuous use and it can be regenerated. Say as simple as that, whatever waste is generated can we convert into compost, and after converting into a compost, can we use it as a manure, and then it can be reused again and again. Coming next, we are talking with respect to the design approach. When we talk about design approach, primarily is that what kind of design we are making so that it can be thought with respect to the linear or with respect to the circular approach. So when we talk about the linear approach, primarily the intent is that we just want to meet the customer demand. Say an example is Formula 1 racing tire. They may be used only once and then after that it's of no use. But when we talk about circularity with respect to the eco design, so then maybe again if we take the example of tires, so maybe the retreading can be done after its life. That can be another example with respect to that. Then consumer engagement. Consumer is the most important person. Unless and until they are empowered or they are being given the knowledge about all these things, they will not be able to take decisions. So with respect to linearity, so they are primarily, the intent here is that consumers are primarily passive purchaser of the product, wherein they are just being promoted to just use it. It could be an example like using of sachet of shampoo. But when we talk about the circular economy, primarily the intent is that how we can involve the consumer so that they can consciously choose what is right. Why not use bottle of shampoo instead of sachet? Because sachet may be easy, but then we are leaving some shampoo in it there, and then we are also creating some plastic resource which we cannot use again and again. Then another important aspect with respect to this is environmental aspect. When we talk about with respect to the linear economy, here we are just talking about resource exploitation which can increase waste generation. So for example, we are just using the personal vehicle because we think it is good for us and it is for the status. While when we think with respect to the circular economy, here the intent is that can we reduce or eliminate this environmental impact? Maybe we can use metro, we can use shared mobility which can help, maybe the use of Ola and Uber. Then the next point is with respect to the economic stability. Whatever we are doing, how much economically sound it is. When we talk with respect to the linear economy, then primarily the intent is that we are just using the resources because we think that we should not think at the moment with respect to the cost, and we just need to use it at this moment only. Say for example, we are using fossil fuel like crude oil, but when we talk about the circular economy, thinking with respect to the economic sustainability, here the intent is that can we use something which can be used again and again, say, or maybe which is comparatively less economically spending money. So it could be like using of CNG, electric vehicle, or maybe the hybrid vehicle. And the last very important thing is social impact. Whether we are thinking with respect to the linear or circular, it has a circular impact, social impact. So when we talk about the social impact, primarily the intent is that how much vulnerable the communities are which are becoming victims of this unregulated and unethical system. The gap between rich and poor is widening. While when we think with respect to the circular economy, the basic fundamental thing is how we can reduce the inequality and promote the creation of a more equitable and just society. So if I do a summary, I talked about what is linear economy, what is circular economy, what are the key difference between them, and why circular economy is better than the linear economy. My next video will again be in this line of circular economy, where I'm going to talk about the 3 R's. Regularly, I'm getting a lot of feedback from your side and they are helping me to understand your expectations. So please do continue that. In case you want to understand more about this particular video, you'll find a link below. If you click that, you'll find a blog there. There you find this information in much more detail. And in case you're liking these kind of blogs and videos, you can always share with your friends and colleagues, and you can subscribe to my YouTube channel and my website, bhavyamangla.com. Thank you.